welcome to part 6 of Castlevania Circle of the Moon. As opposed to Triangle of the Moon, which, there's no triangular shaped moon, are you crazy? Actually, now that I think about it, the GBA Castlevania games are synonymous with moons, with this and Aria of Sorrow. That game taking place during an eclipse. Harmony of Dissonance may also reference the moon, but I'm not quite sure. The spiritual successor to the series, Bloodstain, has more moon references, but we'll get to that way down the line. In like another 5 or 10 years or so after I finish the whole Castlevania series. A good thing is Bloodstain is only 3 games so far. Or 4. I think it's 4 now. Bloodstain is another great Metroidvania that's worth your time. Well, Ritual of the Night is the Metroidvania. The Curse of the Moon games are more like linear-style Castlevania games. They're all great. It's even made by Iga, the same person that was behind all of these games. Besides Circle of the Moon, he did not have a hand in making this game. And the main reason why Koji Igarashi was not available for this production was because, well, it was made by a separate division at Konami. It was also slated that this game was meant to be a side story or a standalone story, which I mentioned in an earlier part. That's why this game has a rather unique take on the art style and the graphics and, you know, all that stuff, the gameplay, everything. Circle of the Moon is, in fact, pretty much its own thing in the timeline, whereas Harmony of Dissonance, which was made by Iga and his team, that was more in line with Symphony of the Night. Which Harmony of Dissonance walked so that Aria of Sorrow could run. I'm gonna say this right now, Aria of Sorrow is probably the second best Metroidvania in the series. Or third, I don't know, I still like Portrait of Ruin. And you know my feelings about Symphony of the Night, my dearly beloved. But that's behind us, and we still got a long ways to go before Aria of Sorrow, and Portrait of Ruin for that matter. And the DS Castlevania games that I can now finally play. I have a lot to say about the DS games. I'll just keep my opinions to myself, but those are truly wonderful games on the DS. How do I not get hit there? Before I move on to where I need to go, I need to get the stuff that's in the beginning area. That way I can minimize the backtracking. Now, this is not a 100% playthrough. I will state this right now. And honestly, if this were a 100% playthrough, I would be grinding out for all of the cards, which I do not have time for. In fact, I don't think any adult over the age of, I don't know, 17 or 18 would probably have time for this. If you were a kid, maybe, but not now. So what you need to do is go back up here through the internal staircase. That's going to bring you to the next area you need to go. You just keep going upwards. Oh, and a 3 health up. You're going to need that. There are a lot of things you'll need in this game. Honestly, I wish there was just a shop where you can get potions and stuff. Having to rely on luck for enemies to drop something is a bit backwards. This is 2001 as of this game. We should have shops by now. I guess the librarian didn't take too kindly to Nathan's antics. As he should, because Nate hangs out with Hugh, and Hugh sucks. Look, I'm gonna blame Hugh on everything bad that happens in the Castlevania games from now on. If I get hit, that's Hugh's fault. If I die, that's Hugh's fault. the war in 1999, that is definitely Hugh's fault. This long-ass tower is Hugh's fault as well. Why is this tower so big? Anyway, we should be getting close to where we need to go, the Triumph Hallway. That's another through line to where we actually need to go, and that's the underground warehouse. And let me tell you, oh, orange juice. And let me tell you, the underground warehouse sucks. It's the worst place in the game. You want to know why? You're moving boxes. Lots and lots of boxes, and they're everywhere. And it's boring. Also, not to mention that the enemies there are just absolute dicks. I mean, seriously. We'll see them in a couple of minutes. Actually, in fact, I think we'll see a few of them right now. Oh yeah, like clockwork. The freaking succubus. Succubi. There's two of them. They fly, they hurt, they're hard to hit because they circle around you, and they're just flat out a pain. And not to mention them kamikazing into you because their AI is just flat out aggressive, does damage to you. Ow, stop. I need a friend! Where's Hugh? Actually, no. Fuck Hugh. Where's Charlotte? Hell, I even take Christopher Belmont for all of his problems in the Game Boy games. But yeah, I just wasted 3/4 of my health on 2 succubi. Come on, man. Okay, I need a save point. Good thing these skeletons are weak. Very weak. Actually, this might be a save point, right? No, it's the Triumph Hallway. I'm screwed. These enemies are also weak, so I'll stand a better chance here, hopefully. I just need to get to a save point. Oh, what is that? Miracle Armband! Yeah, I'm definitely equipping that. The Miracle Armband increases luck whenever equipped. I'm going to have to sacrifice a couple of stats, but I do need the easy pickups. Well, if you look at that, saved by the bell, or in this case an HP max up, that looks a lot like grape juice. And I just got an arm guard. So do I want to make my defense greater or decrease my... No, I'll just leave everything as is. I don't want to compromise too much of my strength here. And here's the famous hallway that started this whole series off. In part 6 of Circle of the Moon, which is like the 9th game in the series. We're a bit late to this one, are we? Anyway, we're just going to the courtyard to find out that we can't really do anything out here as of yet. We need a power-up that can get Nate above the gate, or at least on the ceiling that's above the gate, that is. And for the longest time, as a kid playing this game, I was always like, I can't wait to get above that gate. What's up there? Nobody knows, but we'll find out in a couple of parts. Ah, we got the Crumbling Tower segment music from Castlevania 4. And to be honest, I actually like the Castlevania 4 rendition better. And maybe that's because of my fondness for the Super Nintendo sound chip, but this one sounds kind of spy thrillery with the instruments, or like James Bond-esque. And it feels like it doesn't fit. I think it's the guitar. I feel like the guitar did not need to be in this song. Anyway, welcome to the underground warehouse, and get ready to be pushing boxes for 80% of this whole area. Oh, and if you don't like the boxes, well, get ready to be harassed by some of the most annoying Castlevania enemies ever. Now, the Thunder Armors are not that bad. You can just jump over their spark balls, kind of like how I jumped over that axe. Poltergeists can be annoying because they can pelt you with stuff from off-screen, but they're easy otherwise. The real problem children are the Succubi, which I mentioned earlier, and the Holy Armors. Holy shit. Now, the Holy Armors, sweet Father in Heaven, why do they hit so hard? I thought Nathan had some sort of immunity to Holy. At least that's how I thought it works, because he's a vampire slayer of all things, therefore he should have access to equipment like this. But who knows. You're going to find out in a couple of minutes why the Holy Armors suck as an enemy. Oh yeah, did I mention the boxes? You're going to have to push a lot of boxes here too. This is pretty much Box the game. It's Boxing Day. Got some steel armor. Now, the steel armor greatly increases defense, but at a cost of some strength. And honestly, defense in this area is worth it. So put the armor on. If you could get it, of course. Now, there is a heart in this room, but it's out of reach. However, you can push a box in order to get up to the heart. This takes a long time. There's the box right there. Let me defeat this Thunder Armor real quick. Which that, in and of itself, will take a long time. Oh god, give me my cross back! Good thing this game follows the Rondo of Blood method of swapping out weapons instead of casting them out into the void like in other Castlevania games. You still gotta be careful with long drops though. If your weapon just falls off screen and over a ledge, it's gone for good. And we're off! The great box pushing commences. You would think Nate would be able to move the box just a bit quicker based on how he looks on the box art. I mean, dude has muscles. I mean, why can't he move the goddamn thing with urgency? Seriously. You could hold off on getting this heart until you get the Rockwing later on, but that's backtracking and I kind of don't want to backtrack more than I need to. If I can get the heart now, then I'll just get the heart now. There's no need for extra fluff. Even though pushing a box is kind of extra fluff, if you know what I mean. Wait a minute, now that I think about it, I think there was a similar box puzzle like this in Castlevania on the Nintendo 64. Oh, Castlevania 64. You know what? I actually like that game. For as clunky as it is, I like Castlevania 64. I think it has something to do with the atmosphere too. You know, genuinely, Castlevania 64 is one of the more spooky games in the series. And that might be because it's the first 3D Castlevania game, but honestly, Castlevania 4 and Symphony of the Night are the only other two games that are that spooky. I guess you could say that the original Castlevania game was also spooky, but it's spooky in the way that the old school classic 40s and 50s horror shows were spooky. As in, they aren't quite spooky anymore. At least not to a grown man. To a kid, yes, but to a man, no. It's kind of like how Halloween, the franchise, kept playing with the idea that Michael Myers is immortal. It's like the first movie is kind of ambiguous whether he's immortal or not, and then the sequels just kept fucking it up. Oh yeah, Michael Myers can just survive on getting shot and stabbed and brutalized in Halloween Kills, but in Halloween Ends, he gets stabbed one time, he just dies. Like, what are we doing here? Oh no, no. Oh, here they are, the worst enemies in the game, rivaling Dracula. The Holy Armors. I didn't even get hit there. What the hell was that? Now, on paper, their attacks are rather simple. They just hold out their sword, shoot a laser, which you can duck under, and there you go. The problem is the damage output. Running into these guys dishes out a quarter, maybe even half your health if you're unlucky. Now, if you have multiple Holy Armors, well, good luck. I mentioned before that the Holy Armors can attack horizontally, and while that is true, if you're at an angle from them, they can also shoot not horizontally, but diagonally at an angle. And that's where they suck. You could potentially get sniped in 3 hits if you're not careful with the Holy Knights. It's actually the same problem with the Fox Hunters too, even though the Fox Hunters are nowhere near as bad as the Armors. At least the Foxes don't shoot at weird angles. Here's a bit of a tricky situation if you want this next item. You're going to want to take out this Fox Hunter right here, and then you're going to need to do this specific wall jump. Come on, Nate, get up there. Alright, now I think the Hunter's already ready to fire. Yeah, he is. Damn. I hate that advantage. You're just like, once you get on screen, there you go, arrow to the face. Now we just need to jump up. It's kind of a tricky jump too. Actually, not really. No, it's not tricky. You just need to jump off the ledge, then veer back onto the wall that's right above that ledge. I think the Holy Armors drop cards, if I'm not mistaken. It's either the Serpent card or it's some other card too. I'm forgetting the name. But the Serpent card I'm definitely going to need. And the good thing is I picked up the Serpent card relatively early too. This is only the second or third Holy Armored I killed. So things are checking out nicely. Now the Serpent card changes the Hunter Whip into some sort of Ice Whip. It's quicker than the other whips, but it also lacks damage from set whips. We're gonna equip Jupiter with Serpent to see what it does. It spawns 4 ice shields. That can be useful, but if I run into an enemy, I think I'm still gonna get hit, so we'll pass on that for now. What really matters is the Ice Whip, so equip Mercury with Serpent. Yeah, see how much quicker I am in ice form? Also, the range is shorter with the Ice Whip on, so make of that what you will. Oh god, the freaking succubi, run away. I don't want to deal with you right now. Oh, there's 3 of them. This game is not playing around anymore. Okay, yeah, just bail out here. Let's search this room real quick, because I think there is something up here. Either that or this is the real way to the boss. I'm not quite sure. Ah, freaking Grizzly! The Grizzlies are the palette-swapped cousins of the Werebears. And let me tell you something, the Grizzly Bears hurt. They hurt. I'm just running past everything in this room. I do not feel good right now. I'm running on 0 health essentially. If I get hit one more time, I'm pretty much done. The King Moths, though, I'm pretty much good. I could take 2 or 3 more hits from these guys. They're not that damaging. Oh, I forgot the Ice Whip does that. Whenever you hit an enemy and it's on its last hit with the Ice Whip, that enemy will freeze and you can use it as a platform. It's interesting. It's pretty much like the freeze beam from Metroid. Except the freeze beam is much easier to use because you only need one shot with the thing to freeze enemies. But that's besides the point. Oh no, god damn it. There are 2 holy armors here and a fox hunter. Oh gee, yeah, I'm fucked. Strategize, I gotta... Okay, strategize, I gotta pick him off like I'm John Wick or something. With a whip. John Whip, there we go. Yeah, this is the one area of the game where you really need to buckle down, otherwise you're going to pay for it. In fact, pretty much all of the areas after this are just this, except worse. Well, at least we don't have to push boxes. I will give the next areas this. We don't have to push any more boxes. What? Okay, I really cannot take any more hits. Where's the damn health refill? I'm smoked like a Christmas dinner and this game is teasing me. Now don't worry, there is a health refill at the top of this room. But the problem is, it's at the top of this room and I still got a whole bunch of holy knights and freaking fox archers. Survival is not looking too likely here. But somehow I did it. Okay, now this truly is a horror game. Okay, back to business. Oh, there is something up there, I just can't get to it yet. Let me go back to where I was originally going. That was the way out, I just had to take a detour. And also that HP max up helped. It helped a lot. Damn, I might not even get to the boss by this video. I have to hold off until next episode. The good thing is there is a save point around the corner. So in the next episode of Castlevania Circle of the Moon, we're going to take on Death himself. Yeah, Death himself. The Grim Reaper has returned. I'll see you guys in part 7.